Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the October High Vibe Tribe online video book review club, so to speak, where I invite expert members from the mindbodyspirit.com to come and share some of their favorite reads in the realm of mind, body, spirit, healing, personal growth, and transformation. And I have 4 of our experts here today. They're going to share some of their reads and why they like them and why they would recommend them to you. And by the way, my name is Liz Garcia. I'm founder of the High Vibe Tribe and the mindbodyspiritnetwork.com. They're really one and the same. And first up today is Linda Armstrong. So Linda,
I think I'm good to go.
You're good to go.
Okay. So I'm Linda Armstrong. I'm an energy healer and an awakening coach. And I help people to clear subconscious programming that's holding them back from stepping into their full potential to live a life they love, really to awaken to their own power to heal their life and live from love. So the book I chose today is called Zero Limits. I'm showing you on my phone because I do everything audible. That's the way I take it in a lot better. And so this book is by Vitale and Ihaleakala. Dr. Ihaleakala. Took a while for me to be able to say that name. I practiced it. This book is all about Ho'oponopono. So if you never heard about it, it's a good way to learn it through this book, because I can say in one of my energy mastery courses, I learned Ho'oponopono in the more traditional way, which is a whole lot more in depth and really hard to work with people with. But this book just makes it so easy. And I think they call it the new modernized Ho'oponopono, something like that. So it is easier to learn and to be able to do for yourself. And actually, the healers can do this with their clients too. But really, what I love about the book is it's all about you. Anything that shows up in your existence is because it's a program, it's data that's running in your system. So if your client comes to you, I'm sorry, I'm going a little bit too much. If you see something that you don't like in your life, even if it's not happening to you, it's still a part of you because it's a mirror of what's going on within you. So really the truth of this whole thing is to do the clearing with yourself. The Ho'oponopono works on everything going on within you so that those things outside of you could actually shift, because everything is a mirror, which gets a bit deep. But this book, I like it because it really simplified it. It made it easy to absorb. I got it so much better through this book than I ever did through my energy mastery course. So that's why I'm recommending it now. And I do know, because I did get an email, coincidentally or not, from Joe Vitale today, that they're offering for 99 cents on Kindle right now on Amazon.
Nice.
So cool. I guess the word needs to get out again, you know. It's an old book. It's been around for a long time. There's more books that come with it. But anyway, I'll stop talking now. It's a great book. I highly recommend it. And since I've been doing this with myself, things are changing. I'm like so excited to get the words out fast. I'm totally clearing stuff within myself that I hadn't even found yet, because you don't have to know what it is. You just do this process. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And you working with divinity to clear all that crap that doesn't serve you. I'll stop talking.
All right. So it's a clearing process is what they're teaching you in this book.
It's a healing process. It's a life-changing. Yes.
Oh, can you show the book again?
Oh, I hope the picture's still up.
If it's still up.
Hold on. I got it.
Okay. Zero Limits, Secret Hawaiian System for Wealth, Health, Peace, and More. Okay. I know that name, Joe Vitale. He's like a law of attraction dude, isn't he?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
You might see another cover. This is like the modernized cover, but it's the same book.
Okay. All right. Are any of my other healers aware of this process? Ever heard of this process? Anyone else? Or encountered it?
I have. I was in Hawaii not too long ago.
Oh.
Everybody, doing a conference, and we actually had someone come and speak on the Ho'oponopono prayer.
Wow.
And it is powerful. It is powerful. It's it's very healing, I have to say, because we did it in a group environment. And you can really feel the energy of this ancient, vibration filling up the room. So
Wow.
I'm so glad you're introducing it to everybody, Linda.
Cool.
Because it's something that's been around a long time, but not everybody knows about.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm glad if you're having results, Linda, sign me up.
Oh yeah,
I'm still working through. We're all still working through stuff. That's for sure.
Always.
All right. All right.
I have a quick question.
Oh, yes, Holly.
I actually haven't ever heard of this before. And so so Cheryl, you referred to it as a prayer, and Linda, I think you were saying it's a healing.
Yeah, the phrases are the prayer, but there's even a more in-depth little prayer you can say, but it's all about owning this within yourself. So, and in the forgiveness process, it's not like you need to be forgiven. You're really just letting go of whatever could be connected to this horrific thing maybe that just popped up in your awareness. And you can clear it simply by saying, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And just keep running that. So you get like I even listened to a recording I made of my own voice saying the prayer at night as I fall asleep. So it's working in my subconscious mind and just continually clearing. And after a while, you get your subconscious mind to do it automatically for you. And they'll talk about that in the book.
Okay.
Because there's so much that can be cleared that you can't consciously ever be aware of. There's so much going on in there.
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
cool. I'm going to check it out because the more the better. The more the clearer, my intention is to accept that I'm transcending all these lower levels of consciousness. And if there's a fun, easy way to do it, sign me up.
It's so simple, so effective.
Thank you. All right. Next up in the High Vibe Tribe is Miss Cheryl Murphy. Cheryl, it's all yours.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. My name is Cheryl Murphy. I'm located in Los Angeles. I'm a spiritual medium and psychic. And what I do in my private readings or my public demonstrations is I can validate and show evidential information that your loved ones are alive, their spirit is alive, those who have passed over, just reminding us that love never dies and our loved ones are just a thought away. So I love my work. I do feel called to do that. And it's very rewarding for me personally to meet everyone's loved ones who have passed over and knowing that they're still loving and supporting us. One of the books that I want to recommend for this week is this is by Louise Hay, and it's called 101 Power Thoughts. Now, I have mine on a CD because you can buy it on CD now. Louise Hay is a metaphysical lecturer. Many of you might know her. She's the author of Heal Your Life and also I Can Do It. And the reason why I like these 101 power thoughts, and I play them as I'm driving in my car, because we're inviting higher vibrational power words to come into our life. And just the way she frames them and she says them, there's music in the background. It's her voice that you're listening to. And we all know Louise Hay definitely transitioned. I believe it was last year, not too long ago. And she's the author and creator of Hay House Radio and Hay House Books Publishing. But Louise Hay is just so inspirational herself and just so full of love. And these affirmations, these declarations of living in this higher frequency, this higher vibration actually helps you and helps me open up to more manifesting our heart's desire, more manifesting and drawing to us more love, fun, abundance, laughter, wealth, positivity. So that's why I want to recommend this book. And I know many of you here on the group have heard of Louise Hay. Is that right?
Yeah.
Can you guys chime in?
Everybody.
Yeah. Everybody? Good.
Yeah, everyone here, for sure.
We all need to be reminded of, how lucky we are and how full of gratitude and how wonderful the power of gratitude we can, not only when we feel it and we declare it, we speak of it, it turns those wheels of favor in our direction. So that's why I'm recommending 101 Power Thoughts. It's a gentle reminder of how powerful each one of us are and how powerful we all are in creating the life that we want and the planet that we want. So thank you,
Cheryl. I know everyone here is a Louise Hay fan. And if anyone would like to chime in on Louise Hay's work, or if you have found like you can heal your life book really relevant to the healing work that you do. I know a lot of healers have found that her kind of diagnosis of beliefs or stuff to be fairly accurate, right? So if you have problems with your kidneys, the belief or the thought behind it typically is pretty accurate. What's causing it? Like, what's the thought going on there that's created that thing? So
I wanted to say that I really appreciate you bringing up that book and the fact that it comes on CD, because again, you know, a belief is just a thought you keep thinking. So if you have that running in your car while you're driving, or even if you put it on a playlist on your phone and listen to it, let's program our brains, our consciousness with these things that do support us.
Right.
Ho'oponopono out all the stuff that doesn't support us.
I like that.
And let's align ourselves with these high vibrational words. And we kind of just need to remind each other that we're creating with every thought, belief, action in our lives. And why not create with the highest potential, with the best possible outcome? You know, I am that I am. And Louise Hay is just all about that. So I just can't speak enough. And so thanks, Linda, just for connecting it, that it comes on CD again. I mean, listening to in your car, you know, while you're going for a walk. Very nice. Yeah.
Because otherwise your tendency on a walk could be less than thoughts. Worry, doubt, anxiety, I got to do this, I got to do that, as opposed to, ooh, let's listen to this. Are those things like, are there a lot of those affirmations or not, Cheryl?
A lot of them are affirmations. A lot of them are like, one of them is, I free myself and everyone in my life from old past hurts. Or they can be, I am free now to move and grow and have glorious experiences. So they are both, you know, releasing and allowing and forgiving, but also just creating an openness in our minds and hearts, and just reminding us to fill ourselves with nutritional, high positive words of healing and forgiveness, joy, laughter.
Thank you for that nutritional word. That's true. It is like conscious nutrition.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Holly, did you have a comment? You're smiling there. Or not? Okay.
I like the nutritional. I like that.
That's a good one. Yeah. And, you know, many people, I know this was true for me, have trouble with affirmations. And when you understand the map of consciousness, which I talk about, you know, a lot, but I'm going to bring it up again because a lot of people that watch us will get it, because you want to understand where power is. It's good to know. It's like, you know, so you can choose appropriately. But affirmations comes in at the level of courage, which is the first level of positive thought, manifestation, well-being starts when you come into courage. And the process at that level is affirmations and empowerment. So if you can't speak an affirmation, it's because you're not there yet. You're not at that level of consciousness that can do it, because you're still hanging out in resentment and hate or anger or whatever, fear, doubt, grief, all the lower levels. You're still there. But know that you can just start speaking it, and the energy of it, which is true, will help to move you into it. And when I moved into it, I felt it. I felt like I can say affirmations like a king now. No problem, because I believe them. Okay, you start to believe them. That's like a sure sign things are looking up. So anyway, thank you, Cheryl.
Welcome. Thank you.
All right. Okay, Liz Bigger, you are up, my dear.
Right. Hi, I'm Liz Bigger, and I'm the owner of Butterfly Healing and Wellness. I am an intuitive holistic healer and spiritual guide. I help my clients walk gracefully through transitions in life and hopefully to transformation and spiritual awakening. And the holistic modalities that I use are intuitive Reiki, Oracle cards, crystals, and other healing modalities. I'm in Stafford, Virginia. The book that I chose today was The Art of Power by Thich Nhat Hanh. I don't know if you can see it very well. Yeah. But I'm a Kindle person. This is actually a tablet, but I like to order them. I want them right now. When I see a book or hear about a book, I want to get it like right now. So I always get them. And I thought about buying it just to have it, but then I thought, well, what's the point of that? So I didn't. this book, I'm glad I went after Cheryl, because this book is called The Art of Power, but it really redefines power. And that's where I think in our society we get really tripped up, because people hear the word power and they think, "Ooh, I want that," because they think it's like the leverage, the thing we were talking about, like being powerful, being, you know, famous, being revered and respected and whatever. And in this book, he really breaks that open. And like even the first chapter, he talks about true power. What is true power? And he finds and he illustrates through that chapter that true power is not necessarily bossing people around and knowing your stuff and being like, you know, that person, that like really influential, special person, or being in charge of things. It's more your ability to find happiness in the present moment. You know, your ability to relieve suffering of others, your ability to be of service to others. And so this book was one of the first books I read when I started getting into this whole new thought, all these new thoughts and new ideas and how everything goes. And it really is for business. Supposedly it starts, you know, talks a lot about how you can get this power in business. And I'm sure people probably pick it up thinking, oh, I'm going to learn how to be powerful at business. And really he's talking about mindfulness and happiness and how to find happiness even when things are falling apart, even when you're stressed out. How do you still be of service? There's a big section in here. A lot of this stuff is a lot about mindfulness, because, you know, TikTok.com is big into mindfulness. And I really love that, because to me, mindfulness, and I might be wrong here, but it kind of equates to intention with me. You know, when I get still and I become mindful, that's when I'm setting my intention. That's when I'm giving attention to whatever, and to me that's intention. So the things that I pay attention to and I'm aware of are, you know, that's where my energy goes, and that's where those are the things that are going to manifest. So if I'm spending my time looking at negative things, you know, I'm going to manifest negative things. So, and it goes all the way to the end where he talks about the collective awakening, and that was one of the first times I had really heard of the collective awakening, and really starting to realize how much we are all connected, and how if I hurt you, I hurt me. And I had never really experienced that before. So, and then he actually has some appendices in here with some meditations and different examples of, you know, work and pleasure. And like, it just really goes into help explain what he's saying. If it's new to you and you haven't really thought about it like this, about power being like that, it's really helpful just expand on his ideas. So anyway, like I said, I was really glad that I went after Cheryl, because power to us, I believe now, or to me, definitely means something completely different than it used to mean.
Thank you.
I think Holly and I are on the same page, because I almost did Sacred Contract from Carolyn, Mace. And when I saw it done, I was just like, oh, I'm glad I didn't do that book. So.
Oh, good.
Well, and we did that last month too. I almost did.
Oh, yeah, you two are on the same page.
So yeah, we're
like right there.
Oh.
I need to get a reading from you as soon as possible. I just put it on the calendar.
love that.
Cool.
Love that.
So, Liz, is this book intended for business owners, or it actually kind of works with it?
In the beginning, he starts talking about power from a business standpoint, and he talks about how you can use this in a business setting, because people think you can't be loving in a business setting, you can't be compassionate in a business setting, you have to be like hardcore and mean and like, you know, deadlines, do it, go, go, go. And he talks about how if you go a business from this standpoint, this idea of power, you'll be way more successful than if you go at it from the hard driving idea of power. Right.
So
I talk about home too. He does talk about how this works at home also.
Okay. Well, you know, I talk about where Holly, go ahead.
I just was going to say that reminds me of a quote by Sakyong Mipam Rinpoche, who's the head of Shambhala, and he talks about that in our society we often confuse manipulation with power, because manipulation is really, you know, we're constantly, you know, sales is manipulation, and so we're sort of constantly in this place of being manipulated, and so it's almost like somebody who's a master at manipulation is sort of perceived to be powerful in our society. And I love what you're saying. I haven't read the book, but I love that Thich Nhat Hanh is talking about the true power is contentment. It's being content with who you are, as you are, in the moment. I love that. I love that. So.
Yeah. Well, one other thing I meant to mention too, he also talks about spiritual power, and he gives like 5, and I can't name them because I didn't memorize them, but like 5 spiritual powers. So, you know, it's kind of a roadmap to true power also. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right. So it's funny, we're talking about power, and I do understand, like, you know, in the presentation I just gave about where true power is, that there is a misunderstanding of true power, and that the ego has a different idea of what power is. And I can assure you from my own experience, as you get out of the lower levels and you start to experience true inner power, this is inner power, what we're talking about, there is freedom there, there's lovingness there, there's ease and grace there. And selling doesn't matter. You know, you don't sell. Like even Hawkins said, there's a gentleman in corporate America who went through the letting go process, which is letting go of negativity and positionalities. And he had such great success of overcoming this, that selling becomes something else. It becomes of service and of joy and of lovingness. To serve another is really where, and then the power of lovingness is huge. And when you talk to business people about aligning with love, many of you, like, you know, a guy would be like, I don't think so. However, when you look at the map and you see the quantum leap from the mind to love, it's like, whoa, it makes sense to leverage it. You can't necessarily gush all over everyone with love, but when you're in that level of love, it's a different love, and it's honor and respect, and I love you is easy to say.
You know, I want to add to that.
Because it's true. It's like, oh, okay, you do? Wow, that's cool.
Linda, I just wanted to add to that, that to me, what I teach is your true power is to live from this energy of love.
Yeah.
Because no matter what it is that you do, if you're coming there from your heart, and, you know, it can only be good.
It's superpower.
Superpower.
This is where Wonder Woman lives, in true love. Yeah. That's why I use it.
I experienced this too when I used to be in sales, and people used to ask me how I did very well, and people always ask me like, well, how do you do that? And they wanted like a spiel, like what are the words that I say? And I didn't have a spiel. I solved problems. I listened, and they told me their problems, and I found products to solve their problems. I never sold anything, so people couldn't emulate that, so they stopped asking me. So.
Well, that's what it is. It's loving service. It's like, oh my God, I love service. And it's genuine when you let go of negativity, because that is not interfering anymore. The negativity isn't interfering anymore. You're not an attractor for it. And it's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like when I sell stuff, I'm like, you need this, I'm telling you. Take it from me, who's been on a roller coaster ride. You know, I can help. Take it or leave it. It's okay. I'm here to help though. And it's so much fun to help people. You know, when you shift into this higher level with freedom, it's fun. Good stuff happening. Nothing, and it doesn't matter what else goes there. It's like, it's just fun, period. Regardless.
You know, I want to say one more thing. Right now there's 5 of us on this video.
Yeah. Yes.
Each one of us has our own way of working through this energy of love to help people to live their lives and love their lives. And really anyone who comes in contact with the Mind Body Spirit Network has that.
Yeah. Or wants it.
Or want it, or learning or stepping into it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We are the High Vibe Tribe, you guys. I'm willing to own that. If you guys aren't yet, you're already in it, so you wouldn't be here if you weren't. So own it. All right. Next up is Holly Scalmanini. Holly, let me pin you up there, girly girl. She's our pinup girl right now, the pinup girl. Go ahead.
I am Holly Scalmanini. I am a medical intuitive, and I am in Grover Beach, California, and I give intuitive readings around health and the root causes of health, where the health issues come from. I like to look at behavioral patterns and emotions, a lot like Louise Hay, and how they manifest, and how those emotions and behavioral patterns manifest into our physical body. I'm also a licensed acupuncturist, and I bring that wealth of information from that traditional Chinese medical point of view into my intuitive readings. And my book today is Anatomy of the Spirit by Carolyn Mace. And this is an oldie but a goodie now. It's hard to believe that this book is 25 years old. And this book is, for me, this is the 101 of energy and disease, and why does disease manifest. In my years as an acupuncturist, I really felt that what people were really longing for, what they really wanted to understand is why is this happening to me? Why is it happening now? Why is it happening to me and not to my other family members or to my good friends? You know, why? People want to understand why. They want to understand themselves. And I think that this book is really, it's the 101. It's the behavioral patterns plus disease 101 around how disease manifests in our body. And she talks a lot about power, actually, in this book, you know, along the lines of this conversation. She really talks about how we manage our own personal power and how we often leak that personal power, and how that leak of personal power can create a deficiency in a particular organ, which can then lead to illness and malfunctioning in the physical body. And so this for me has just been an influential book throughout the years. I often turn to it and reference it, and I really love it.
I love what you said, Holly, because Carolyn Mace actually kind of teaches us that we have our own power.
Yeah.
Is what I learned. I think she helped introduce a lot of concepts in that book. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think in this book, I think it's in this book, but she talks about kind of like your energy bank account or your power bank account. And that, you know, for a lot of us who are holding on to the past or holding on to behavioral patterns that do create this leak, that often we start the day rather than with this full bank account, that we go into overdraft kind of right away. And so yeah, it's yeah.
Good metaphor. I like that.
Yeah. I think it's a great
overdraft, right? When we're leaking the power, giving it away, or wanting to turn and blame somebody else. It's a power leak right there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean power leak? I resent and hate. Whoops, there it goes.
I really love that, the power leak, because I was diagnosed with leaky gut syndrome. And my spiritual guide and I kind of came to the fact that that's what I was doing. We were talking about energy, but it's also power, and that's something else that I can look at, because I do give my power away, and I'm still finding ways that I give it away. You know, I think I'm not, and then I see, I gave it to him and I gave it to her, and I do leak it. So that's such a great something to look at for me.
Well, and I would actually we could make this even broader. I think that as women, we are on a societal level, we're taught to leak our power, there's a collective consciousness that this is how women are, and that this is how women best serve society. And so we're taught to give beyond our own boundaries. We're taught to put other people's needs ahead of ourselves. I think that there's a societal component to that too. And I think that that's worth bringing into the conversation.
Absolutely.
So funny, this came to me yesterday about bringing up the issue of power leaks and giving away our power. And how does that happen? And how simple it is to just want to blaming, shaming, criticizing, judging. All of that is a power leak. You gave it away. Like a simple example is like, oh, my mother, she made me mad today. So you're giving away your power to your mother. There you go. That's on the negative side. That's a power leak. It's kind of interesting to get it and to say, oh, okay, I just gave myself away because I want to play victim right now. I love playing victim. It feels good sometimes. Right? Sometimes it really, Dr. Hawkins is like, victimhood is the juice. You love the juice of the victimhood. It's like, oh, that's good and juicy. But when you understand that it gets you nowhere and it only brings you down, it's a toilet bowl down there. It's a negative tornado. Boom. It's powerful if you want to give all your energy there. That's where we give it, all of us, everyone, every human on the planet gives their power away because we don't know any better. We're just learning new tools. So yeah, any type of blaming and complaining, that's all giving it away. So I know it's fun to do. but it causes disease in the body. You can't manifest what you want. It puts you in a negative spin. It's like, when you get out of there and you get free, it's like, whoa, it's a different ball game. You're like, whoa, freedom is cool. All right. Thank you, guys. That's a good one. There's so much more to talk about on that topic. So Holly, I read that book a long time ago, so it's been a while. Do you know, is there kind of like overlap between what Louise is saying in You Can Heal Your Life and what Carolyn's saying, or she's looking at it from a different perspective?
That's a good question. You know, Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life, you know, her book is really this, it's such a warm and loving guide to looking at who you are and looking at your past and looking at how you have manifested certain things in your life and how you just becoming more clear on your own tendencies. And then she has that sort of dictionary in the back where you just go through disease by disease and each sort of emotion and behavioral pattern. Anatomy of the Spirit is pretty different in that the first half of the book is actually an overlap where she gets into looking at the similarities between Christianity, Judaism, and Hinduism. And she overlaps all three of those and really brings those three, not just religions, but really kind of collective conscious entities and how they have so many similarities. And then the second half of the book, she goes through each chakra and she talks about some specific diseases, but really she talks more about that managing of the energy and the development of each chakra and what each chakra is talking about, but then also linking, she links the 7 sacraments of Christianity with the Judaic tree of life with the 7 chakras of Hinduism.
Oh, okay. So it's more of the energy system, whereas Louise is getting into each of the organs and parts of the body that are part of a system that she doesn't necessarily articulate in her book. So
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So
I guess the way I would say it is like Louise Hay's book is like your best friend holding your hand through anything. And then Anatomy of the Spirit is it's more like a lecture. It's more like, you know, you go to class and, you know, you memorize these things and you got to learn this and look at it this way. And it feels more like a 101 course.
Okay, so it'd be good for healers to take a look at that, of course. Right, Holly? People.
I think both books.
Both of them.
Why not have a good friend while you take a college course?
Right. Cool. All right. Thank you. All right, so now I've got a book to share. Okay. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on my phone. Let's see if I can do it. I might have to. Can you see that? Well, hold on. Let me, can you guys see that at all?
No.
It's cruddy. I got all this reflect.
No.
I'm on my screen super fast so you can see it. And then I'll come back to you. Where'd it go? There it is. Oneness is the book I'm sharing today. And it's by Rasha. She just has one name. And it's really kind of like she received this information from higher consciousness. I wouldn't call it channeling. I call her receiving information and kind of transcribing what she's getting. And when I first got this book, it was like magnetic and that, oh my God, this is helpful to me. I need to read this. And I'm going to just tell you, I had this book sitting by my bed for a year by my bedside. And I love to use it as an oracle. Like I use a lot of these books that I recommend as an oracle because I have great success in understanding about law of attraction around it, where, you know, I'll hold the book and I'll hold an intention in mind, like, what do I need to know today? What am I aligned with that I need enlightenment on? And then I'd open the book. Though I read the whole book probably 6 times from front to back, 6 times. Then it went by my bedside so that I could use it as the oracle. It's like, all right, what do I need to know? I open it up, boom, the answer's there. And you may not like the answer. This is what it's saying. This is what you're aligned with. This is what you need to do, which means you have to take responsibility for whatever is going on and fixing it, so to speak. So I'm just going to read what the back of the book says because it's very good, and it's, you know, this is where, why not use this? So what it says here is, every now and then a book comes along that's so powerful that words cannot describe the experience people start having when they read it. I can attest to this is true for me. I'm speaking now, I'm not reading the book. These rare life-changing books always seem to show up at the perfect moment in time, exactly when we all need it the most. Oneness is such a book, one that will change your life. So in February of 1998, Rasha began a profound dialogue with the universal presence called oneness and the divinity we all share. Word for word, she transcribed the principles for a new understanding of the mystery we call life. These teachings empower us to take a quantum leap into our own inner depths and totally transform our lives and the world. This is how powerful this book was for me, for sure. And Abraham and Esther have always said, the bridge will show up. You know, you're not the bridge for everybody. This book is not necessarily the bridge for anyone who's watching this now, but eventually it may become the bridge. And if you're watching it today, it could be the bridge. Super powerful book, very helpful to me in a difficult time in my life. I highly recommend Oneness. And I'll have to say, I read that book and connected with the energy of that so much. I have mystical experiences, and I had 2 occasions when I felt the energy of oneness kind of like ignite every cell in my body. It was amazing grace to feel this. I felt what oneness felt like. I felt the energy of it. Happened to me twice. I'm like, holy crow. Amazing grace. So that's my recommendation for today. I don't know if anyone else here has read Oneness. Cheryl, if you were ever a part of Lee Beamer's group, were you ever a part of Lee Beamer's group?
I used to be, and I have not heard of this book yet. So it's very interesting.
That's where I found out about it. And it's probably 10 years now since I first read it. So it's been around a while. And what's interesting, the woman who edited the book lives here in the Valley in Colorado. And Rita Marsh, you know, who's a member of this group, said, oh, that's the editor of Oneness. And she spent some time here, Rasha did, among other, you know, she went to India. She tells a story too, which is interesting. She's talking about her life story and transformation and all trials and tribulations she's going through, like we all do. So anyway, any other comments on Oneness, or are we all good there? All right. Thank you, everybody, for the October 2018 version of the High Vibe Tribe book review. And people that are watching this, I want to invite you to the November one and our November Thanksgiving video, where we're going to share be on the lookout for our Thanksgiving video. We're going to share our favorite Thanksgiving quotes, totes, and prayers of gratitude. Those are a lot of fun. And if you have to go to Thanksgiving with a family that's nutty and you need to come up with a toast, hopefully we'll come up with some good ones for you. So thank you all for all our watchers, and stay tuned for our monthly High Vibe Tribe book review.